Good morning everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today, and starting off with Euro USD as usual. Have no idea what transpired yesterday. We had a very strong level here which I was expecting us to at least test, and we didn't test it. We broke through it and we are now testing the previous highs here. So big question on my mind at the moment is, are we going to break this sideways price action? We did break the range, clearly break the range to the downside here. That basically failed, and now we're moving up the upside. So on the 8 hour we are very much sideways, nothing really to write home about there. And then you can see, and when we did the video we were looking at this kind of thing here. Anyway, hindsight being a perfect science, was probably a good area to be buying. There is structure here, and that's exactly where we got to. You can see there's a structure, nice solid buying bar off there, good opportunity to get long and move to the upside. So for me, trend is more than likely on the hour upside. It is to the upside. You can see we had two tests, almost two tests of the 155. So I'm looking for pullbacks, and pullbacks is going to be 113.776 at the moment. Non-farm payrolls today, so that means I sit on the sides with the dollar. African thunderstorm in the background, so just work with me. Moving on to US dollar Japanese yen, not quite a picture, the same picture as what we saw there. So we've had the move up, we've had the pullback, and then we had the buyers come in. That's kind of the picture I was expecting for the dollar, but we are sort of just hovering here. There is a bit of structure here as well. Right over there you can see lots of interaction with this area here. So if we get back down to the hour, you'll see solid move up yesterday, pretty much after the video. Rejected all the levels I gave you, but for a rejection, in other words, for a move to the downside, but it has kind of broken through some structure for the upside move, and this is the one I'm paying attention to. So 114798, you can probably round it off to 1500. We need to recapture 1500, as I said yesterday, and find support there for a move to the upside. I suspect these are the two levels you've got going into non-farm payrolls. I don't think we're going to get anything beyond that. So above 115 we start getting bullish, below 114.800 we start looking for another move to the downside here to test these previous lows. So that is sit on hands until the data comes out. British pound Japanese yen, nice channel that we had going. I was anticipating a break of the channel to the downside to validate the flag, and in typical trading, it doesn't always work out like you anticipate. We've broken through structure to the upside, which is here at 156.100. This could be an exhaustion bar into this area, but to me the critical aspect here is, this flag is null and void. At the same time, this upper trend line break, which is only a 25% probability of it continuing to the upside, especially when you were moving down, is a bit of a warning bell. I'm not really interested in chasing this. This is looking like an exhaustion bar to me, and a messy one at that. If you look at this, we've got a gap here in the middle of the day. Not a good sign. Oscillators all over the place at the moment, and sideways. So break below 156.100, retest, then I'd be looking for a move to the downside. Converse is any deep pullback, and the gap is going to be an area as well. So any pullback into here and some bullish price action, then I'd anticipate another move to the upside. So 155.794, or alternatively 155.465. Just want to quickly have a look at the weekly. So if you have a look at the weekly, we had this pin bar here, and now we've got this engulfing bar forming. So yeah, trend is up on the weekly. We've up and then into this range for most of the year. The strong probability here that we have a continuation here. So interesting to see how this weekly bar closed, because that's going to be confirmation. So the bulls are going to be trying to keep this up. The bears are going to try to bring it back to the bottom of the range. So for me, we'll pay attention to any pullback this morning all this afternoon, just to see where we're going to finish. And if we can finish higher than, if we can get above yesterday's close, that's going to give us a weekly close with a solid green bar, and that's going to validate a much stronger uptrend for us, and possibly a breakout of that year-long range. Euro British pound doing its normal thing again. Remember, every time it gets to the 155, it tends to sell off. These 3 8-hour bars here, I think, are telling a complete different story. So on the weekly as well, but we've had these big weekly bars. The trend is down, but it is possible that we are forming some kind of a, I'm not going to say bottom, because we did have diversions here, then those diversions didn't play out, so we're still here. But if we start breaking above these weekly highs here, that's when we start looking for opportunities for diversions. I think at the moment what you want to do on your weekly is get your trend lines in. There's the first one, and then you see this one here. That was the first trend line. There it is there. So you can see we pretty much gone parabolic, and you can draw another one here, but there's no fractal, so I'm not going to be interested in that. But this is looking fairly interesting. Same setup, to be honest. I want to see pullback onto structure, and unfortunately the closest bit of structure is kind of there. It's the 155 on the 8-hour, and that would be around here at 084021. So yeah, it didn't really play. This one definitely didn't play out as I was anticipating yesterday. I was anticipating this rejection to be fairly solid. It did get moving, but then the buyer stepped in and drove it in the opposite direction. So yeah, win some, lose some. But let's see what happens. If we can hold this 84.21, then I would expect us to for another move to the upside. I'm not anticipating that though. I'm probably anticipating sort of a range, break of the range, and then gradually down, another attempt at it, and then another move to the downside. That's kind of the view I've got. So anyway, Forex is a clear sit on hands for me today. Completely all over the place. No real direction. A few signals that are starting to brew, which may be interesting, but for me at the moment, let's just take the weekend, start the weekend early, enjoy the rain, and come back on Monday. Anyway, hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you on Monday morning. Cheers for now.